We are pleased to present the 4th Annual Artist Grantee exhibit funded by Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council and the McKnight Foundation. This group exhibit features 15 artists who were awarded a $1,000 Emerging Artist Grant by Prairie Lakes in 2012. Hi, I'm Brenda Byron, Executive Director of Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council. This exhibit is on display at the Art Center of St. Peter in January and February, and it will now close February 23rd. We wanted to give you a brief glimpse of the artists and their work here in this show. These artists use their grants to create new work, write new literary work, plays, new music, or perform in the area. Our first artist is Malaya Wiley of St. Peter. These are her oil paintings. To the right here we have a pig foraging for food, so he's the real food forager. Then there's the perfect cabbage. We just saw Smell of Fresh Herbs as I was talking to you, and now we have Young Heifer. All of these are oil paintings. Next we have Greg Euclid of Le Sueur. These are very intricate mixed media pieces. He displays them in a box so the viewer can look inside these. They have very interesting names. I built bridges over something, Selling's Desires, Terrain. Also, surrounding my hands in the stains of warm sinking. Next is, what I found at the falls was caution's release on land. We'll now move to the front of the gallery, and we'll look at pieces by Sarah Leadholm of St. Peter. Sarah does printmaking. Each of the artists have 4 pieces in this show. These prints are intaglio, and Sarah does landscapes. She also has flowers, and this one is called Bouquet, and this is a 5-point print. And here's also another print of a landscape. As we move to the next artist, Edie Schwarmbach of St. Peter, she also does printmaking, but the style is different in that it's in the linoleum block print. Here we have February Morning. Next is Angela on Fish Weir, and a print entitled Woman, Collage. Our next artist is Nicole Volk of Waterville. She does batik. So this is silk fabric that she has dyed. So these are illustrations. She's also added a mixed media feel to this piece. Another landscape in batik. And the last one, Nicole, has Ode to Melancholy and Mystery Street. Next we have Stained Glass Globes by Kristen Harsma of Mankato. They're called Abstract Reflections. So there's 4 different globes here in size from 14 inches down to 5 inches. Very detailed, and you can kind of peer inside them. They're open in areas. So a very interesting way to do stained glass by Kristen. Next we'll move down to the basement. This lower level is also a gallery. Here we're out on Minnesota Street, and as we go down to the basement, we'll see the lower level gallery, which is also a performance space. They often have plays and music groups perform here. So if you're ever in St. Peter, stop at the Art Center of St. Peter to see what's going on for exhibits, plays, and music. First, down here is Margie Larson from Mankato. She also does oil painting. Here she has a series called Oasis. So she does a variety of sizes and presentations with these oil paintings, and very detailed. The last one, 3 palms, an oil painting in plein air style. And plein air means it's done on location. Next we'll move to artist Steve Wilson from North Mankato. Steve does a variety of artwork, but did this photography and used his grant to purchase a camera. He uses the metaphor of the cell phone, and you'll see that each of the persons in the photography has a cell phone, so how we are connected. So it's a very interesting take. Here he's actually inserted a person's face over what was there, like in a question mark on the forehead. What is he thinking? So what are we thinking when we have a cell phone up to our head all the time? Our next artist is Judith Forrester Munson from the Center. She does mixed media artwork, and hers has a bit of humor in it. Here we have, be brutally honest, is it me? She's still got the sale tag on her dress. This one is called Queen, Consort, and Compromise. And this one is called Holding Mr. Wiggles. As I said, we had several artists receive these grants. We had 15 total artists. And so I want to just present a little bit about the musicians and writers. Here I have a photograph of each of the artists that did perform at our opening reception, and they received an Emerging Artist Grant as well. First we have Nick Burris. He is a musician who plays guitar and mandolin. He also plays in a group called Beg for Justice. Next we have poet Meredith Cook, who is from Blue Earth, and read several of her new poems at the opening reception in January. Next is Leahy Gertz, a musician who lives in New Ulm. She plays the violin. She also plays in several bands in the area, and she performed at the opening reception. She plays in the group Beg for Justice, String Theory, and Cafe a Latte. Next we have Ben Marty. Ben Marty is a classical pianist. He used his grant to produce some new piano selections on a CD, and then he presented it to the public. He played several classical piano selections at the opening reception. Next we have artist and writer Sandra Neubauer from Mankato. This is an illustration of her work, but she read from her new book at the reception, and it's called Summer of the Bare Nakeds. Finally, we have playwright Jolene Osborne Cryer from Madelia. She used her grant to produce the play Singles Against Dysfunctional Dating. An excerpt of the play was also performed at the reception. So thank you for viewing these artists who are grantees of Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council. We offer 2 grants per year for artists, emerging, and fellowship. This exhibit at the Art Center of St. Peter will continue again next year in January when we feature our artist grantees. Other YouTube videos on grant writing for Prairie Lakes Grants can be found on our website or under Brenda Byron on YouTube. You can also find these links on our website, PLRAC.org. This is Brenda Byron from Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council. Thank you. It was great showing you this work. Have a great day.